Thank you.
FEELZ featuring J Mars. Produced by Chris the FR. Front Runners.
That's right. Shout out Chris. Shout out Drea.
So this is an amazing song. Of course, we have to come back to it. I'm gonna turn it down, turn it all the way down so I can welcome you. Welcome, host Monique Marie, and you are the amazing music actress, singer, songwriter, recording artist, Méami.
Thank you.
You're so funny. I'm so thankful again for you to take the time to do this today. We had a chance, of course, to talk briefly and just fill me in on your humble beginning. But I do know you're from the Bay Area.
Hey.
You are
yeah.
So you are now in Houston, Texas. So talk about the transition.
Oh my goodness. So, you know, everybody's lives, I'm sure, completely changed like during the pandemic. And like my life was that I was a theater performer on tour. You know, I was doing SpongeBob, and the tour got canceled, as did the world. And so me and my best friend moved to LA, and then it was in LA that I like rediscovered music and like rediscovered my passion. And then so the reason why Texas was the move, which a lot of people are always asking, like my friends and family are like, why would you go from Los Angeles or from like California in general to Texas? Like what's there? But
yeah,
truly it's great. I love this place. My whole team's here, like my creative team, and I have family that live out here, so it just made sense. And I really prayed about it, and I was like, is this a good move? And then it was a good move. So then I moved.
Well, here you are. I discovered your amazing sound because I, of course, follow and had interviewed Drea, and Chris the FR had posted your amazing video, The Front Runners. And there we are. They're right there. They just popped in. So speaking things into existence. So I first saw visual right when he had posted it, and I'm like, who is this? Right? I think you had just finished the visual. So talk about the creative process with Chris and the Front Runners and putting out this amazing sound, FEELZ featuring J Mars.
All right. So this is fun. This is fun for me because literally, so I was doing it. Like I remember I did a lot of music as a kid, and I hadn't written anything really good or at all really until that song. And that was relatively recently. It was like, it had to be sometime in August 2020. And I remember I was back and forth with Chris. Like, he's like, oh, I got all these tracks. Like, I'm going to send you this music. Like, write a little bit to it. If you're feeling anything, like, who knows? Like, send me what you got. And like, I ended up listening to some of the tracks and just writing full songs to a few of them. And FEELZ was something I remember because I nanny. I like nanny to pay the bills to like help supplement. Or I was nannying. I'm not anymore. And I was taking care of this like really cute little baby, and he just made me feel so like kind of just in touch with like life and just happy and open. And something about babies just make me feel like so like receptive, you know. And I was driving, and I just remember like literally in LA traffic, listening to this track, and immediately like, hey, welcome today, and that's just how I feel. It was just like,
dang, girl.
I remember the first time. Yeah. And so anyway, I sent him a voice memo, and it was the whole song. And then he did his magic and like put the voice memo with the music, and it sounded like a real a professional studio, like industry standard almost performance recording. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna fly you out, and we're gonna cut this record. And then we just did. Like, it was kind of just like
crazy. I mean, just the vibration, right? So I mean, everything you guys are doing, the visual, The visual was who's the videographer on that? Is it Hezi Collective?
Yes, I believe it's Heezy. Heezy is like an incredible videographer in Houston. Yep.
Absolutely amazing. Just the whole everything. I mean, just perfect. Well done.
Thank you.
Love the sound.
Oh, J Mars. Yes. So my bad. Shout out J Mars.
Yes. Talk about J Mars, please.
So
the connection.
J Mars / Jordan. Long story short, we met when we were like 15. So like I've known him for longer than it was like it's a long story. One day I'll tell it, like when we're both just sitting like doing like another interview, maybe, I don't know. But right now I'll just keep the short version, which is I knew him as a kid, and then through connections we reconnected on this song through people we both know, and he actually cut the verse completely on a different day. I wasn't there. I just came back and there was this awesome verse, and I was like, oh, like this is good.
Yeah,
I like this. And,
he's an amazing artist. I mean, to even know him and to like, again, you're in that same realm, in that same chapter, right? Another amazing recording artist. Absolutely.
Wow,
incredible.
thanks.
Yeah, I think this is an incredible collaboration. So you were in a singing group as a kid. You talked about that. Beloved, was it called Beloved Sisters?
Yeah, it was called Beloved Sister. We were like, it was me and my sisters, and we were a young 4-part harmony, R&B soul, like singing group. I was the like leader / one of the main songwriters, and we all did our own stuff though. Like we all wrote together. We disbanded in like 2014, I think it was, because life and it's like difficult to manage family and music. Sometimes it gets complicated. So, and we ended up going our own paths. I went to acting, and then I found my way back.
Yeah, to music. So acting, so you just talked about when you came in, you were part of the national tour for the SpongeBob musical. You are an actress by trade and passion, but you are a gifted vocal performer. Your voice is phenomenal. And I think, you know, I told you when I first spoke with you, just absolutely incredible. Just so many different octaves and just.
Thank you. Okay, you make me feel real good over here.
Woo, woo. So I hope we get a little bit of, you know, because you are a debut. You're calling yourself a debut solo artist, but you know, you've been singing all your life, you know.
That's true. Where's the lie? That's true. Sometimes I feel like, I tell people sometimes I feel like a new OG.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Who are
oh my gosh, my mom's here. Hi, Mom.
Mom. Hi,
yeah.
Mom. We're talking about your amazing gifted daughter. We are so thankful that you had her.
Hi,
so great.
Mama.
So speaking of influences, Mama, who are some of your influences? Who, when you were growing up, who was Mom and Dad listening to?
Okay. That's my favorite question, because but it's also hard because, as you know, you're a singer too. Like, you know, you pick a little bit from everybody. You know everybody. But I would say my biggest influences were probably Lauryn Hill. You know, I listened to a lot of I ended up listening to a lot of like SWV, Lauryn Hill, Tina Turner, Beyonce, of course. Like, come on, Beyonce. Just when you literally everything. But then I also listened to even stuff like Jimi Hendrix and the Temptations, and you know, old school, like real not real music, but you know, that feel music.
Soul, substance, yes.
Substance, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So a lot. And then of course I've had my fling with rap and hip hop. I love it all.
Yeah. So many genres though for you, Queen. I mean, it's like you're talking about R&B, soul, yes, hip hop. You got J Mars in there. Contemporary. I mean, your voice is just it's all over the place. Woo. So what would you say is the difference between living and existing?
There you go with the beautiful questions. I knew they were coming. I was like, how many minutes do we got before she deep dives? Okay. Living and existing. We all exist.
Yeah.
We're all in the consistent pursuit of living.
Ooh, I
You
like
don't
that.
have to, yeah, that's what it feels like. You don't have to do much to exist. You have to do a lot to live, you know. And living is pursuing your passion. Living is doing what you feel God put you on this earth to do. Living is, if you don't know it yet, dedicating your time to figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, you seem to be very wise and world renowned. What would you say is the most sensible thing that someone has ever said to you? Most sensible advice that you've heard?
Oh, that's, I'm not going to say hard because I erased that
So
from my
many.
vocabulary.
Yeah.
But that's difficult. Let's see. Oh, actually, that made me think of the best advice I've ever gotten, which is that it's from the Bible. Actually, the power of life and death is in the tongue. Basically, there are words that empower you, and there are words that feed your soul. Yes, and there are words that do just the opposite, and they might feel insignificant and small, but it's the difference between living and existing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of living and existing, you are in an interesting industry, full of, yes, talented people. But if you could change one thing about the way the industry is the way it is today, I asked you this in your preliminary. What would it be?
Man, I remember I talked to you about this and I thought about it after, because I was like, was that what I felt? It was. It still rings true. Yeah. The difference to me, or no, not the difference, the biggest thing I would change if I had all the power to do that would be that the value of what we do as artists doesn't lie in the amount of views and clicks.
Yeah. Yeah.
I heard somebody say once that the greatest artists, the most talented people that have ever lived, you'll never know. Because they didn't have a platform, because they didn't have the money, because they didn't believe in themselves, because life was hard. And it's a privilege. Truly, it is a privilege to do this. It's a privilege to pursue this as a life. I know a lot of people in the world, they don't have the resources to pursue their, maybe they want to tap dance, but they have to feed their families. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, I would say that would be the thing I'd change.
Absolutely. So, what would you say is the difference between falling in love and being in love? Because you talk a lot about love in two of your songs, You and Me.
Yes.
So what would you say is the difference between falling in love? I was trying to answer this myself.
I know. Why are you asking me this? You over here. What's the difference? What do you think is the difference? That's hard.
Yeah, falling, you know how, like, when you get, well, to me, really, falling is like butterflies. Like, you know how you feel like when you get butterflies and like, oh my God, I like him, or, that's falling. Being in love is more like, it's like unconditional. Like,
yeah,
like whatever
I'm gonna steal that.
Yeah,
because, they can't listen. Yes. And then also this, like, falling has never appealed to me. The word, the action. I'm not trying to fall. I'm looking at this pool right here that hasn't been filled yet over here. You can't see it, and that's purposeful. But it's waiting for water. But I imagine, like, walking and not being unaware and falling in that thing. That doesn't sound like pleasure to me. No. So that word, that phrase is interesting, although I get it, because when you fall in love, you're like living your life, and then, the bottom drops out, the earth drops out from beneath you. But I would say I'd rather be in love. And the difference is when you are in love, you like live love, you act love. Like, love is your action. And then when you fall in love, something's happening to you, and that thing is bound to go away at some point, or flutter or change. And those butterflies, they're not immortal.
Yeah. Well, speaking of butterflies, you give us butterflies and chills. You are from a multi-talented, gifted family of singers. So talk to me about who in the family this gift is coming from. Of course, we know God, of course, anointed all of you, but who is the singer? Mom, you mentioned sister.
My parents were musical, like, I grew up, I grew up literally, there wasn't a day where there wasn't music in the car, music in the living room, music in the bedroom, the bathroom, everybody had a speaker by the time they were old enough to know what that was. And so I was always in a CD player, iPod, for those of you that, never really had one of those. We had iPods, always listening to music. I mean, it was just as common as, anything. And then I would say my mother, which I think hopefully she's still here. She might have had to go. She's a real busy woman. But she sang a lot. Like, she was always singing. I remember she just had this beautiful voice, deep, sultry, very like jazzy. It reminded me of Jill Scott, that type. She would sing sometimes, and she made an effort to teach me and my sisters how to sing. So we had vocal lessons and training and all that when we were young. So I have been doing this for a while. Yeah.
That's crazy, because I was going to ask you next about your regimen, like, with the voice, and what do you do? What don't you do?
Well, okay, so you know how some people, they like have money to like go and like get coaches from across the lands, and they sail on a boat to come teach them how to do opera. It feels like their parents pay for that. We didn't have that. We had like this raw talent, God-given talent, and just this passion. And then my parents were like kind enough to spend a lot of time on us. So my sisters taught me how to sing. I mean,
amazing, girl.
You know how it is growing up around singers. You got to keep up or get left.
Yeah.
So they just pushed me. I remember feeling like I wasn't good. I remember feeling like I couldn't sing, and I was just going to be the raspy little songwriter in the background the whole time. Like, I didn't ever feel like I always had that star quality, like, I believe, and that energy, like, look at me. But did I feel like I was the best vocalist? No. For years, no. And it wasn't, I tried to get stronger in other ways because I felt like I had strength in other areas. And that just happened to, later in life, it paid off, because, like, now I have the work ethic and the other stuff behind the talent. And then I grew by growing up and taking lessons and doing the thing across the seas. Like,
Yeah. Well,
speaking
of some of those talents, I mean, we talked about acting. So you're an actress, you are a singer, songwriter. You're absolutely gorgeous. We could see here. Are you ever thinking of getting into modeling, or is that something you've already crossed upon?
I modeled once. So I spent a summer one time. It was after like a breakup that I had, and I was like, I was feeling like boo boo. Like, I just felt like, when you're so in love, and then you're like, oh my gosh, and then that person, like, a relationship ends, it's like a big deal. And I was I was younger, and I just remember I went to Utah to do a contract. I was doing Mary Poppins and Newsies, and when I went there, I just like transformed into this free spirit of like, I had all this confidence, and it was like post-breakup confidence, and like I found myself. And then I think I was walking in that beauty and that like confidence, and that, I'm the ish, and then I like two companies, like local companies, were just like, can you model for my store? Or found me online or something. And so I ended up starting to model there, and I did more modeling work there than I ever have. So I don't know. I've done it. I have this like theory though, because sometimes it's hard when people put you in categories. Like, I might not be thinking about what kind of body type I have. I might not be thinking about my dress size, or, I work out and I eat healthy and I think I look beautiful, but I don't, sometimes I try not to think about that stuff because it could be negative. And what the modeling industry does is they want to tell you, oh, you're plus size, like, or you're not plus size really, because the plus size is a 14 or up. And, so it's just like,
categorizing you.
Exactly. And it's like, I didn't need this. I'm gonna leave you. Like, don't look at me. But then it's just also that confidence of knowing that, you know what, tell me what you think I am, but I know me. And
well, we talk about, as far as just having the creative control, really, you could do whatever you want to do, or making that kind of, whoever you partner with or decide to go with, as far as signing or whatever. It's just, this is a lot of talent that you have.
Thank you. Thank you. I like to hear that. That feels good. I'm gonna just keep saying that every day.
Okay. Well, speaking of affirmations, I like to do wordplay and I like affirmation. So I'm gonna let you pick which one you want to do. Wordplay or
Okay.
affirmation? Which one?
Ooh, let's see. Wordplay all day.
Okay, so wordplay. I'm gonna throw out a few words, and I just want to know what comes to mind first. No wrong
Okay.
or
Let's do it.
Experience.
Traveling.
Okay. Inspiration.
God.
Yes. Consistency.
Schedule.
That's why I like to do this, because it starts making you think like, ooh, okay.
Because you know there's 3 words I thought of that I tried to skim over and do the good. Not say consistency. I said work at it. Like
work ethic.
Do better.
Look, consistency. Let's see. Simplicity.
Stillness.
Ooh, okay. Gratitude.
Family.
Yeah, absolutely. Phenomenal.
Goals.
So a lot of those words I picked for you, I gather a lot of that from your vibration.
Oh.
So I try to pick words around the people who what I'm getting from you, you know.
You're the best. You're the best. Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. So what are your top personal values?
Whew. You know, I think if you had asked me this time last year, the list would be completely different than it is about to be. So that's something I just want to note, because
yes,
quarantine, it's not like COVID-19 and the pandemic is not a beautiful thing that happened. In my opinion, it's not a positive thing. But that being said, I have seen some people completely transform that I know and that I see into these beautiful beings in this time. So unfortunately, millions of people wouldn't to give themselves a break until someone made them, which is a shame. And I'm one of those people. I was a workaholic. Like, the busier I was, the more successful I was. That's how I felt. Yeah. And so, but back to the list of things that you said that I run it by one more time. The most important. What did you say?
The things that you value. The
things that
your
I
top
value.
5 personal values. Yeah, personal values.
Okay, so number 1 is honesty. Which I'm shocking myself hearing that, because I'm like, it's not money. It's not money. Okay, honesty. All right. Honesty.
It's a big one.
Yeah. God. You know. It's just that should be number 1. But honesty, God. The like ruthless pursuit of happiness. Like, I don't know how else to say that. It's like
audacity.
Yeah, like that thing inside you that fuels you to keep going, to find joy, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what to call that, but I get that. And then so we're at 3. 4 would have to be love, maybe number 4. And then number 5 is human connection.
Yes, I love that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been connected by the grace of God.
Yes.
Having the internet has obviously made such an impact. Talk about how it has definitely helped you cultivate relationships like this, like people you're meeting, obviously over the line on the app, on the internet.
Well, when I was younger, I remember like YouTube was a little bit more prominent than some of the social media apps. And I remember like going viral a couple times on some videos, and that feeling was like, wow. Oh, like viral. Like there's something about going viral and viral to me is anything above 50,000 views, you know, which is not really viral anymore, but
it's big.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
So that feeling is just like, you just feel seen. I think humanity we want, that's the deepest desire, is we want to feel seen either by God or by each other or by what we believe in. We just want something to reassure us that we matter, because everything in the world, a lot of things in the world, you know, they're doing a pretty good job at making us feel like our values and us in general kind of maybe don't matter. And so I would say social media has made it easier for me, because I don't think I would be able to be an independent or self-dependent, really I like to call it, because I don't want to be independent. I just want to be self-dependent. I need help.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I need you to watch my stuff. I need some kind of deals or something coming. Somebody watch me. Shout out all the famous people with lots of followers. Watch my stuff and share it once. It'll be great.
Yeah.
I have no shame. I have no shame. But being self-dependent, a self-dependent artist is like, you can do that. You can do that now. You really can do that. Shout out Tobe. I don't know how to say his last name. Someone's going to get mad at me for that. But shout out to Tobe. Shout out to Russ. Shout out to so many artists. Those are just the top two in my head that have done this without a label. You know, Drake, he started out like that. Social media has made it so much easier to do that.
Crazy. Yeah. Insane.
So I would say I'm thankful for that.
Gratitude. So pre-COVID, what was the last concert that you can remember that you had definitely experienced all of what you're talking about? Because you're a big artist yourself. So when you go, obviously you have to be pretty impressed to be going.
Do you mean the last audience I remember? Or like, what do you mean?
The last concert you went to. Another.
Oh.
Yes.
Girl, it has to be equivalent to a Broadway play, because I didn't go to many concerts. So I'm not sure why. I think I missed out. I regret it. Yeah. But I went to see Hamilton on Broadway in San Francisco. Really? We were performing. SpongeBob was performing like down the street or something in a different theater, and they were performing. And I knew somebody in the cast, and they invited us me and some of my cast to come and see it. And we got to do like a tour, backstage tour and stuff, and that was fun. And you know, it's cool. Like the theater community is amazing. I'll never ever forget. And like I will always do theater. But yeah, I saw Hamilton, and I was blown away by some parts, and other parts because it was something I knew by heart. Like the whole thing, I was like, oh, I think I like somebody else's. You know, like I had my opinions, but overall, I was blown out of my seat, and I was like, man, I want to be in this show too.
Okay.
You know?
I saw Hamilton up in Oregon years ago at what's it called? The Ashland
Oregon Fest. Yeah.
Yes. Shakespeare. Hello, honey. Yes. I thought it was beautiful. And to see it there, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Just to be able to connect with stories that I've always known or read or heard about. You know?
And then the people look like us up there.
Like, yeah. Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Okay. So yeah, I know all about it. So what was your first album then? Since you didn't go to, what was your first album that you owned?
That I got to own?
That you purchased yourself.
Girl, you are trying to out me right now. And I'm going to let you. I'm gonna let you. Okay. So the first album I ever purchased was Chris Brown's debut album, like Come At Me. I was give me that. I've been talking with you, leaving the luxury. Oh my gosh. I swore I was gonna marry him. I'm pretty sure. There's a little part of me that still think maybe I gotta check in with myself about that. But
no.
I thought he was of course, like a little, I think I had to be like 11 or something when he came out, or not even, I was way younger. Yeah. So it was Chris Brown, and then it was Beyonce's debut album, I believe. Crazy in Love, Dangerously in Love.
Yeah, I think Dangerously in Love.
Dangerous, and then I think I bought Maya's EP or something crazy.
Ooh. Wow. Okay. So speaking of all these people, who else would you like to collaborate with? I mean, you've already collaborated with some amazing artists thus far, J Mars. Who else do you see yourself collaborating with?
OMG. There's so many people right now that I really want to work with. The first few I think of are female artists, people like her.
Ooh.
Ari Lennox.
Yeah.
Kiana Lede I'm listening to a lot lately. She's just so smooth. She has this very like smooth sexiness to her. Kehlani is from, I got a chance to cross paths with her when we were like younger. So I would like to meet her again and just be like, do you remember me?
Oh.
But no, but to work with her would be a blessing. And then, I mean, the list goes on and on. Right now, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it feels like the music industry is popping. Like, I'm overwhelmed. It is amazing.
Yeah.
So many talented people.
Absolutely. This is the time during the whole pandemic. Like you said earlier, it was unfortunately, a lot of lives were lost. But during that time, it made a lot of creatives, it forced a lot of creatives coming out with obviously the best music of their life.
Yes. I don't know, man. The Grammys, everything was just like, I was like, wow, there's a lot of, ooh, that's a bug.
Yeah, crazy insane. Absolutely.
Crazy insane. Yep, talent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be happy to just close my eyes and pick one out of a hat.
Oh, and you know what you have at the rate you're going with that beautiful sound, honey, and this energy vibration.
Okay.
Any artist would be it would be a pleasure.
Oh my goodness.
It would be a courtesy. Hello.
I accept that. I take it. I claim that.
Like you really can sing. Like not sing, but sing. Okay? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Outside of music and acting and just being beautiful, the person you are, what does Méami enjoy doing besides singing?
Okay, let me think. Sometimes I don't enjoy singing every now and then. I'm just gonna say, like, because my voice gets tired. It's simple as that. Like, I remember being on tour and like being so, you know, shout out to everyone on tour. Like, shout out to Nickelodeon and networks, everyone that I worked with, Tina Landau, the director. It was an incredible experience. I felt worked to my maximum. And so the joy of playing Pearl and doing all that, it was something I was like, just remember the joy and remember you love this, you know, every now and then. But then again, I know my experience wasn't as extreme as some people. So I would say when I'm overworked, I'm like, I'm not trying to sing right now. Y'all can go take it. I don't know. I'm taking a nap. You're taking a nap. We need to take a break. So singing is definitely up there, but sometimes it feels like work.
No, and it's not supposed to feel like work. So
and I don't know if that's good for an artist to say, but I think it's just because I've done theater, so it's like a different beast. You know what I mean? But I would say Méami, outside of music, enjoys going to the gym. Really working out at home, because I haven't been able to go to the gym, you know, but like working out and exercising, dancing. I did a lot of dancing. I love like long conversations with people who I really like. I really enjoy, you know, catching up with old friends that I haven't seen in a long time, and like kind of like sharing the difference in the experience of life we've had over the years. And I really like, I'm one of those people that will go on YouTube and like go to my subscriptions tab and just watch random things. Like, like I really like Ian Van Zant.
I like that. Oh, no, I like Ilanya.
That's it. Ilanya. I like that.
Ilanya.
I think it's Iyanla.
Yeah, it's Iyanla.
Now I'm not sure. But
that's it.
I really like her. I'm a sucker for Oprah Winfrey's Super Soul Conversations.
Ooh.
Have you watched this?
Girl, I've watched everything, the OWN TV. I'm Oprah's, like I have OWN channel.
You said I am Oprah.
Like literally. We used to, like all the magazines and everything. Girl.
Oh, snap. I thought I was.
Does she still have the old magazine? I think so.
Yeah, let's just say yes, because I feel like we'll get in less trouble if we say yes.
Right.
And then...
Yes, Oprah has everything. You get a car. Everybody gets.
So that I like.
The energy, because you know we talked about the vibe and how important that is, and you have a great team around you of people who are obviously helping you to exude what you're putting out. So talk about the importance of energy and the characters that are around you during this whole process.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I am, man, I don't even know how to start. It's gonna make me emotional because my team is very small.
But they're very good people.
But they are such beautiful spirits, yes. Hard workers, and not hard workers, efficient workers. They believe in me. They believe in, you know, us. And it's like literally those people that will stay up all night, you know, to help you get something done. Wow. Like maybe all the funds aren't there yet, you know, like our dream paychecks are on their way, but they're not, you know, it's faith that they're running on, and faith in me, faith in God, but faith in me. And so I will say, I believe an artist's success or their failure largely depends, almost wholly, but largely depends upon the people around them.
Amen.
And so that is why I'm grateful for everyone that believes in me and that supports me. Like even just my friends, there have been people that have reached out to me and said like, hey, I've been following you, your acting career, you know, I am so excited for your music career, and like I support you, and like the people I haven't met, like that feeling. Those people. Yeah.
Real genuine connections.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, I like fan mail. I actually, when I was watching You and Me, the visual, I like to jot down a few of those comments, and this is what really touched me. One of the gentlemen said, absolutely stunning video, performance, music, breathtaking. Just broke it down. Beautiful, you know, all the way down to solo ballad, you know, thank you for making me feel this good today. And FEELZ, there's a guy named Jaco. The girl sang with her soul, he said. Really cool track. I listened with great pleasure. He went on to say excellent execution.
Wow.
I mean, breaking it down like all the way to the technique for people to be able to feel that and go deep and to know it takes a lot of what you're doing is incredible.
Wow, that feels so good. Like I'm just gonna read all those every day in the morning. First thing, I'm gonna crack my eyes open and be like,
girl, yeah, I
reading.
Yeah, I mean, you know, because especially people take the time to do it. I'll read another one. Said, wow, she said, new fan here. That was from Laylee. And then another guy said, sheesh, this is the sound of music we've been waiting on.
Wow. That's crazy. Like that's the thing. Like that feeling is truly indescribable. Like the truth is, we as artists don't have anything without the people we entertain, without them believing in us. Like you know, me being a fan of Lauryn Hill, you know, we matter a lot because she wouldn't have had the success if nobody was messing with her, you know. So, and it takes this honest vulnerability to even want to connect with an artist and be like, I humbly praise you for your work. Like it's a humbling thing. So it takes a lot of like guts, and truly it's a blessing. You know, I can't imagine how I would feel if people were like,
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, and the thing is, I was just saying this the other day. Who was talking about? Oh, Gary talks about it all the time. Focus on the negative, like, or not even to focus on the positive. A lot of times, you know, it's like you get yourself so high off of it. Yeah, when you get a crazy naysayer or schizo or whatever the hell is going on with them, and they say something crazy, it's like, are you able to handle it? Because you're so used to being, you know, praised.
Yeah, and I remember one of my mentors, or like, you know, one of my friends. I'm just gonna call her my friends, but I look up to her so much. Her name's Aluna. She kind of was like, she's taught me a lot. Like being a Black female artist, you know, she was just kind of like, you just got to do you. Like even when you get to the peak and you get all this, you still you don't deserve that. Like it doesn't mean that you're going to have that forever. So like, and I was just telling somebody yesterday driving, I was like, I I know that the success in the industry isn't fame. It comes with the thing you want. The thing you want isn't just to be famous. Trust me, we know this because millions of people are famous now online and TikTok and all, and that's great. That's great, but that's not the success. Right. The success is people connecting, people supporting financially and emotionally your stuff, longevity, you know what I mean? That's it.
The relationships are invaluable, you know? Yes. And I say that in business and, you know, and everything you've done, everything, entertainment, but it's huge. And just doing this over the last year, Méami, I've connected with so many people that I probably would have never connected with ever. And it's just, yeah, it's the power of that, like the true, the genuine connections. Because of course, sometimes you can connect, there'll be different motives. Everybody has a motive.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when it's not ulterior, you know, I think it's a blessing. Because it could be, yeah, it could be lifetime. And that's, you know, where you're seeing people get married, they're having the kids and accomplishments, businesses, Grammys.
Grammys. Yes. What, can I ask you something? I know you're the interviewer, but I just want to know what drew you to journalism.
Well, part of who I am, as far as just my background, as far as I come from sales and business development. So I'm kind of, a lot of times the way in order to get, you know, an account even, to get somebody to buy me, they have to like me. They don't, you know, give a damn about the product, whether it's this juice or music, a pair of glasses. I enjoy this, the dialogue. So I think what better way being an artist to another artist, you know, yeah, to dive in. So that's what got me into it. And when I interviewed my first, it's crazy because my first interview was E-Rain, Future in New York. And I had asked him, I'm like, can I interview you? And he was like, okay, well, let me think about it, Queen, you know, because I was just, you know, I random. And then from him on, it just turned into like the networking, the connection, other people watching, or vice versa, me seeing their music, you know, and so here we are today.
Well, I just like, thank you for sharing. I just like to know, like, there's certain people that have just a talent for things, and I'm just was like, I wonder what, because you're so natural. I'm like, is this something you always wanted, or did you kind of discover it, like, you know, later?
Girl, I think God is just making moves. Like he's doing stuff. You be careful what you ask him. You know what I'm saying? So like we could be saying, I want, oh, I'm gonna put the whole package around it though. You know, so this is entertainment.
Yes, I'm entertained.
So I want to entertain everybody and share with them, you and me. We came in with FEELZ, and while I'm doing that, I share with everybody where else they can find you aside from here on the brand.
Yes, you want me to answer that?
Yes, you go ahead.
Yeah, so right now, because of like the strategy that I'm kind of using, and just like what feels right is we are only posting on, we're posting on every major platform like YouTube, you know, what are those, everything, Instagram. So you can find my videos on Instagram and YouTube. My music is available to stream only on SoundCloud for now. When the time is right, I feel like when God tells me and when I feel like it's right, then I'm just gonna release a lot of stuff on every other major.
Because I sure did tell her, if you saw it, put like available on all platforms.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. They'll find out. They'll find out. They're gonna find out.
Girl, it's beautiful.
I don't have it on Spotify, iTunes. Yeah, I believe that I consider those platforms like a business partnership. It's from a business mindset. It's like you're beginning to like share on with that company. So when I'm ready, I will. But for now, we're focused on introducing myself to the industry, growing my following, getting feedback on what like people really like, and learning. I'm learning a lot, and that's kind of this year's focus. So that's what I'm doing. And so SoundCloud, Instagram, YouTube, and that's up for now.
Well, welcome to the industry. Look, what you're welcome to me with this amazing sound. Okay, I just
thank you.
A very, very well warmed.
Oh, I loved writing this.
You and Me. The visual is amazing. Another amazing visual. I think they're easy for you to do because you're an actress, you know. Am I right?
Easy? It's fun.
He's like, wait a minute.
Yes, it's effortless. I don't just wake up and I just be like,
I'm just like, oh, she does this naturally in her sleep. Talk to me about the dancing. Are you a dancer too?
Yeah, well, I've danced a lot. I consider myself a dancer? I mean, I guess if I juggled, I'd be a juggler. You know, I don't know. I've gotten some training. You know, I have done a lot of dance shows and stuff. So sometimes, though, I know a lot of girls, some best friends of mine that can kick their face and like do 2 double pirouettes. So I'm just like, But I did all of the choreography for this video and all of it. Yeah. So
everybody, this is Méami. Played You and Me. It's available. The visual is amazing. Available on YouTube right now. And as she just explained here, that she is the choreographer as well as the performing artist and recording artist. I, in closing, again, say thank you for just taking time out this weekend. And I want to say thank you again to, you know, part of your team, Chris, the front runner, Drea, amazing artists that you guys are collaborating here, amazing sound, and I just wish you nothing but lots of love and blessings.
Thank you. I feel so good. You made me feel great, and it was nice to share, like, being an artist in today's age. Like, I feel like it really matters to connect with other artists and just I feel reminded why I do this. So it's just thank you.
I'm humble. I with an affirmation, and I could share it. I told you I am interviewing Méami. I said I'm like interviewing Méami, and here I am.
And then look at us.
So thank you. You got folks in the notes there saying you are amazing, Méami. You're amazing.
Thank you.
They love you. So I cannot wait. What's next? 2021. I guess we're good. We're good with more music, but visuals.
Well, no, they can surprise. I'm glad you mentioned that, because stay tuned. The month of May is going to be, let me get it, May.
Méami.
No, I didn't do that on purpose. But the month of May is
into fan mode. I can't believe I just did that.
But it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna be working. So there's lots more music coming for you.
Well, I'm
nowhere near done.
The wait is over. Méami, of course, she is right here, the real Méami. I am Monique Marie. I am the face behind the brand. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. This lovely interview will be posted thereafter. And please be safe and make sure we all still are continuing to wear our masks.
Yes.
I appreciate you.
I'm isolated. There's nobody within 70 feet of me right now.
You can't see all of this if your mask is on. But of course, you know, when you stand up and go walk away now.
You don't want to see that. You're going to have to pay for that.
Put your mask on. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Everybody, we appreciate the support and love for this amazing art.
We just got so many people just coming in as we're
leaving. I see you, Val Speaks. I see everybody. Thank you so much. This amazing artist that you've been watching, that you're going to see later posted, is Méami. This amazing sound, FEELZ. The visuals are available on YouTube, SoundCloud. Please stand back and stand by for this amazing and profound vocal performer. I'll see you guys soon.
Bye, Monique.
Ciao.